Jessica DeMello from the Retail AI Council, and today we are talking with Kayla Brown from Hibbet. Kayla Brown is Director of Customer Lifecycle and will be at eTail Boston this coming August. Welcome, Kayla.
So excited to be here. Thank
Yay.
you.
Welcome. All right. So you are participating on a panel on enhancing the customer journey through personalized email, SMS strategies. Why is personalization so important in today's retail landscape?
Yeah, it's super important. It's become essential in today's retail world. Customers are bombarded with messages constantly, especially in email and SMS. So personalization is key. If your message doesn't feel relevant or tailored to that customer, it's likely to be ignored.
Mhm.
And at Hibbet, we've built a really strong testing program that I'm very proud of. My team works very hard on that. And we've seen significant increases in engagement and revenue when you personalize the message. And it's really interesting because what works on email doesn't always work in SMS, and vice versa. The channels serve very different purposes. And so we don't always see the same thing happening on both. The customer journey is different. However, the one thing we have seen consistently works on both channels is personalization. It's the one constant, especially with Gen Z. That audience doesn't want to be treated like a number. They don't want to be just one in a vast majority of your customers. They want to be known. They want you to know them, whether it's in store, online, or opening a marketing message.
I feel like it has changed so much in the last 5 to 10 years of what that customer expectation is. So I'm so glad you've been able to achieve that. What does a great customer journey in retail look like for you?
Yeah, it's all about data. Customer journeys, for me, are all about data. Our team loves learning about the customer, and using that in personalization and segmentation. Data is key to make sure you're relevant at every touch point, whether it's the loyalty as a whole, the in-store journey, online, email, SMS. It should never feel generic. You should use data in every message, whether it's automated, complex. Everything should be intentional. And so that's one thing we've learned with the customer journey is that it's an intentional journey no matter what channel you're on. And we also aim to avoid those batch and blast strategies. Every message should serve a purpose, no matter what it is or what channel it's on.
How do you continue to ensure that you are focused on that customer? Because often, we have a campaign coming up, we have something we need to do, and often that can shift from the purpose that we were given for that customer. And so talk me through, how do you always maintain that direct focus there?
Yeah, so we are very intentional in our strategy about keeping the customer first. The customer for us is center of our business. So it has to be the center of our marketing strategy as well. So even when a campaign pops up, if it's something urgent that's last minute, even then I have given my team that leeway to come back and say, okay, this campaign is relevant for these customers, so we need to focus it on them. Otherwise, we're sending it to customers that it shouldn't be sent to. So even those pop-up campaigns, those last-minute campaigns, we're still keeping the customer first.
Yeah, I love that. I think the moment that you move off the customer, you've kind of lost a little bit of the business and really the heart of the business, right? That's who we're here for. Obviously, we're going to talk about AI. It is such a big thing in today's industry. Lots of people are using it. Lots of people don't know how and where to start. How are you currently using AI in your day-to-day?
Yeah, so AI is a huge part of my day-to-day. It's a huge part of my daily workflow, professionally and personally. On the personal side, ChatGPT is like my best friend. It helps me with everything from crafting email responses to planning vacations to even finding dinner ideas for my family. My husband's a very picky eater, so I can just put in what I want and it comes up with amazing recipes. It is a go-to tool for me. From a professional side, we're leaning more into AI to help with our customer journey from a marketing standpoint. So it's heavily ingrained into our marketing stack. Many of our providers from the email and mobile side have platforms with built-in AI elements. So we're able to use predictive modeling, product recommendations, even AI's help deciding segmentation and personalization. We've tested this very extensively. Again, going back to we have a huge testing program and we love data. So we've tested it extensively and we've seen very strong lifts when we use AI.
That helped in speeding up the process, transforming the process of customer lifecycle specifically.
Yeah, so it has helped a lot with our customer lifecycle. It allows us to create more automation, which is key for my team to be able to focus on strategy. So AI is something that I feel like at first everybody was scared that, hey, it's going to take my job away. We have found it's done the opposite. It has helped free up some of the time that we were spent doing things like deciding what customers should get what, or deciding, these small little details. And instead, AI is doing that now. So we're able to actually strategize more and focus more on the customer.
Yeah, I love that. And I think looking forward to something, especially in retail, we weren't able to do even 2-3 years ago. It was a really big struggle to look forwards and do the day-to-day. So being able to utilize that is really great. And then, separate to that, Kayla, what career advice would you give to those entering the industry?
Yeah, my biggest piece of advice is stay curious, stay adaptable, and also test. Testing and data is key. Just because you think something should be a certain way doesn't mean that's how the customer is going to respond. There have been many tests that my team has presented, and I've been like, yeah, let's do it. But in my head, I'm thinking it'll go this way, and it's going the exact opposite way. So that's where staying adaptable and staying curious is key. The marketing landscape, especially in retail, is always changing. New platforms emerge, privacy regulations shift, the customer expectations evolve, and the customer experience evolves too. So I've seen that the people who succeed are truly the ones who are willing to keep learning, keep testing, and just keep asking why.
Great. And then why eTail Boston? Talk me through, have you been to eTail before? Talk me through why you chose eTail Boston.
Yeah, I am excited about eTail Boston. This is actually my first time attending the event. However, I do have several colleagues that attend many of the eTail events, and they've said nothing but good things about it. I'm really looking forward to connecting with other marketers who are truly in the trenches of the life cycle growth and retention journeys, and hearing what works for them, what's not working, how are they approaching the change in our industry because it's ever growing. I'm really excited to come away with new ideas and more inspiration.
I think the networking part is the biggest key that often we forget. We sit in our silos and we're doing our day to day and we're researching, but going and talking to someone and saying, how did this work for you? It really is a game changer.
It is. Another thing, I'm really excited for the energy of being surrounded by people who get this space. Even in marketing, there's so many different industries. Retail is just one of them. So to be surrounded by people who get my world is just going to be, I think, an incredible experience.
I love hearing that. Well, thank you for your time today, Kayla, and we can't wait to see you at eTail.
Can't wait to be there.